All right, folks, I wanted to point something out here on the trading indicator. So this alert here came off on QNT. This was back here sometime in November. It was called out, right? All the alerts are called out over here inside the Discord. But one thing we want to look for, the first thing we want to look for is the green dot on the monthly chart. Okay, and why is that? Well, that's just because the monthly chart is the most accurate chart when it comes to the signals. You can see the signals came here on this chart. This was chain link. Okay, this came back in 2022 at $6. It went all the way up to 22. That was a 10x trade. Okay, so the one thing I want you guys to take note of is that the bigger the time frame, so when I say a monthly dot, okay, I mean the monthly chart. So we go from the monthly to the daily. Those are the two we typically like to focus on, but we also take into account the hourly, 4-hour, and the weekly, and I'll explain why here in just a second. So with our strategy, again, the first thing we want to see in the assets that we are trading, okay, is a green dot on the monthly chart. What does that indicate? That indicates that we are going up over the next 2, 3, 4 months, right? We know that the direction in the macro, meaning the bigger time frame, is up. So when we see this dot appear on the monthly, what we want to do is we want to zoom into the daily, okay? And I think this dot actually came right here on this big, huge candle right here, and this is why I'm making this video. Okay, so the green dot on the daily and the monthly came at the same time. So what we want to do when we see the monthly alert is zoom into the daily, because again, one of these candles right here is a month's worth of time. Okay, and you can see the red dot came right here back in April. That was at 128. And what did it do? It went down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. And then there was some consolidation. So now, right, that the green dot has come, we got to expect a move back in the same direction or in the opposite direction, because red means down and green means up. So the first thing we want to look at our assets that we want to trade is that the monthly dot is green. Once you get that, you want to get in here to the daily, and you want to play the pullbacks on the daily. So the thing about QNT is it came, right, both alerts came on a day, right, from 65 all the way up to 95. That was a 30% move. So when something's up 30% on the day, you don't typically want to enter that trade because it's already up 30%. What you want to do is wait for a pullback, and we actually got one. So when I say we go from the monthly to the daily, okay, and if you're looking at a daily chart, okay, what you want to do if it's already up 10, 20, 30% on the day is you want to zoom in even further to the hourly chart. So you go from the monthly, okay, you get the signal, then you go from the daily. Then you want to wait for the green dot on the daily, and then once you get the green dot on the daily, you want to go to the hourly. And the hourly is where you can pinpoint your entry. So you could see on this day where it was up 30% on the day, right, that wasn't such a good time to buy at 96 because it pulled all the way back to 76, right? So you had this big move up on that day. Boom, you got the monthly alert, you got the daily alert. But we were very, very, very overextended at the time. Okay, you can see the monthly chart right here, or I'm sorry, this is the hourly chart. Gave you a red dot there on that same day, okay, at 94. And what did it do? It sold off all the way down to 77. So this should have been the place you were entering here on the hourly. Again, because we were already up 30%. You wanted to wait for a retracement, and that might not look like much on the chart, but that right there was an 18% dip in the matter of a day. Okay, so it's very important to work from the top, right, the highest time frame down. I think that the the monthly and the daily chart work very, very well together. Again, once you get the monthly confirmation is when you want to move to the daily, and then you want to buy these pullbacks here on the daily, right, and enter on the day of the green dot, the day of the green dots. Okay, this one right here, November 5th came at 54. It shot all the way up to 95. That was about a 100% move. Okay, but again, if your name is up 30% on a green dot, that doesn't typically mean jump right in. Okay, zoom into an even smaller time frame. I use the hourly and wait for this pullback and a green dot, just like you saw right here on November 17th. That came at 78. It's already back up to 90. What's sitting at 87 right now, but it got as high as about 92. So again, work from the top down when using this strategy. Okay, nothing is on my watch list here if it does not have a green dot on the monthly. The green dot on the monthly tells us that we're safe over the coming months. Our job then is to zoom into the daily and buy the pullbacks. Again, not buying when we're up 20, 30, 40% on one day, right? If that's the case, you want to wait for the hourly chart, right, to pull back and give you the signal. Boom. That is where you should have been entering right here at 77. You're already up about 16, 20%, and I don't think this move is done. Okay, we're still zooming. The dot is still green on the daily. Just wanted to let you guys know and put you on a little game here. Okay, monthly to the daily to the hourly. Okay, typically I only use the monthly and the daily in most cases, but right, if we're up 30% on a daily dot, just like you got right there, I want to zoom in even further to the hourly and wait for that thing to retrace and bounce.